La Liga's intervention has turned what looked like routine pre-season paperwork into a story that could define Barcelona's opening weeks. Roony Bardghji, the 19-year-old winger, signed from FC Copenhagen for €2 million, has been recommended by the league to be registered as a first-team player. And Barcelona, for reasons that mix pragmatism with politics, have accepted that guidance. That decision matters because it reframes where the teenager sits inside the club's hierarchy. He is no longer a purely developmental option for Barca Athletic, but a resource the first team must account for, and that reclassification has immediate consequences for squad lists, minutes, and the dynamics inside Hansi Flick's dressing room. The season's first match offered a glimpse of the new pecking order. Joan Garcia and Marcus Rashford were registered in time and earned their debuts at Sunwar, while Bardghji found himself left out of the matchday group, not for lack of talent, but because administrative priorities and timing dictated who made the cut. Behind the scenes, Bardghji has not been the odd one out socially. Reports describe a player adapting quickly, taken under the wing of senior figures such as Robert Lewandowski and Wojciech Szczesny, showing the kind of temperament coaches prize in high-pressure environments. Yet temperament and training ground promise are one thing. The paperwork that lists players as A or B license is another, and in this case La Liga's reading. That Barcelona intended Bardghji to be part of their senior setup forced the club to reconcile its internal wishes with the league's regulations. That reconciliation speaks to more than compliance. It speaks to a club navigating a transition. Flick is building a squad that blends experience and youth, but he must do so in a window defined by hard dates. With the transfer and registration market closing on August 31, each administrative decision ripples into tactical options. If Bardghji is formally on the first-team list, Barcelona can deploy him without restriction, but doing so may limit flexibility elsewhere. If he had been registered with Barca Athletic, the club could have more easily shifted personnel between squads during the run-in. There is also the human cost to consider for a young player being told to wait while teammates' debut can sting. But insiders stress that Bardghji appears calm and committed, spending his early days integrating, learning training routines and absorbing the standards set by senior pros. On the managerial side, Flick now has a small inventory problem and a potential selection opportunity. Where does a 19-year-old with clear upside fit in a front line where Lamine Yamal's rise has been meteoric and Robert Lewandowski remains an automatic starter? The pragmatic answer is that Bardghji gives Flick alternative attacking profiles, a youth option who can be blooded in less decisive moments or used to shift tactical balance in games where fresh legs and unpredictability are useful. Administratively, the club insists Bardghji, Szczesny and Gerard Martin will be registered before the deadline, with confidence that availability will grow from September 1 if the paperwork is completed in time. There is cautious optimism that Szczesny in particular could be cleared even earlier, which would relieve one area of pressure and allow the club to prioritise remaining registrations. The bigger picture is this. A recommendation from the league has spotlighted the interplay between sporting strategy and regulatory frameworks, and Barcelona's acceptance of that recommendation suggests a desire to avoid public friction with La Liga, even when internal plans might have leaned another way. For fans, the story is both a procedural curiosity and a hint at deeper shifts. The club is balancing short-term competitiveness with a longer-term plan that includes giving a genuine pathway to talented youngsters. For Bardghji himself, the immediate task is straightforward: train hard, learn quickly, and be ready when the call comes. If he seizes the chance, the narrative will flip from registration drama to a headline about a teenage breakthrough. If he waits, the episode will still have accomplished something important by clarifying the club's intentions and the league's influence. Either way, what began as a file on an administrator's desk has become a decision with on-field implications, a reminder that modern football is as much about forms and deadlines as it is about goals and glory, and that sometimes a single signature can change the trajectory of a player's season and a club's opening months.